Bank of America Stadium.
Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Now a Carolina native, former Tar Heel, it's Javonte Williams.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 31 yards there and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he gets it down to the 32. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn.
So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
The Panthers had 5 and 6 to start play. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. have to beat in this one.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On second down, here's Corral.
And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Corral to Moore there. Good for a Carolina first.
McCaffrey on the counter. Oh, what a move. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Looked like they picked a heck of a time to run the counter.
And we've been saying that in this great game of football probably since we started playing. Anytime you get guys thinking you're going to go one way and you hit back the opposite side, it's a great chance it can turn into the type of play we just saw there, a big gainer.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he fires one that's intercepted. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Former first-rounder Derek Brown living up to the billing on that stop.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. We're scoreless after 1. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a third down coming up. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to...
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Carolina.
Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And only at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Corral on 1st down. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
On 2nd and 10. Corral, quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
4th down. Here's Corral. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Broncos are... Ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Throwing is Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Corral is intercepted again. That's number 3.
Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
They go play action now. Wilson. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And the offense is going to get the ball back. After all that, heck, it'll be a first down. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's 2nd down. Wilson. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Calvin Ridley, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Corral. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards the pickup there. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 41. Boy, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Ridley here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. That last pass might be one he remembers, Charles. He's now over 40,000 career passing yards.
And just think of the evolution of the passing game in the NFL. 40,000 at one time was unthinkable. No one thought anyone would ever get there. Now, how many guys have done it in the NFL?
Yeah, right around 20.
So we're talking a good number that have gotten that done, throwing the ball downfield. He's got a lot to be proud of and a lot more left to accomplish. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
The plan was clearly to challenge that by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by McManus is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together. And now here is another interception. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it.
because otherwise you need to get him out and fight another day because this...
And my goodness, another interception. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Panthers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Corral with it on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Corral. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off play action. Here's Corral. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hekker to punt it away. K.J. Hamler deep for the Broncos. That's taken on the 25. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
With all the specialization we have in this great game, at some point, the head coach is going to take charge of every group. And I think at halftime, he spent a little time with the special teams coach and said, look, you've got to find a way to get us a big play to help us get back into this.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
With that kind of run on 1st down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
A 1st down throw here for Corral. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown! Deebo Samuel with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Panthers have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Gonzalez able to tackle on the PAT. And the lead is now 14-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Play action. Now Wilson. His throw incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
To throw is Wilson. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 56 yards on the ground for him so far. That was huge after being behind the chains on 1st down to make the second very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on 1st down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on 2nd down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, staying ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards the pickup there. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Wilson. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Derek Brown in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Here's Wilson to throw. This one swung out to Williams. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Matt Ioannidis bullying his way in and sticking him to the turf. The kick by McManus is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And Corral will throw it.
To the right side, and he's got more, complete. Touchdown, Carolina!
Remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
And 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wilson. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Breaks the tackle, now with Alley. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back in the 32. Jeremy Chinn, so dangerous wherever he's at on the field, and that time he gets in there for the sack. They'll throw this out wide and complete it to Ridley. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And Allen's got it. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Here's Wilson. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Touchdown, Broncos. Javonte Williams from 8 yards out. And the Broncos have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. Wilson going to throw for it. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Well, I'm not quite sure how he got away from that first tackler, but he won't even be able to get it back to the line of scrimmage there as the defense rallies behind him.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson. And that is caught. It's Ridley. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They give it to Williams, running right. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. 95 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. And they will take a knee and set up what would be a potential game-winning field goal try. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick is good. He knocks through his 3rd field goal of the game, and this one is the one that decides it. And it'll be all smiles on Blake Street tonight. The Broncos have won it. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though, a few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the 4th quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for the Broncos, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for Carolina, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.